Okay,
Hello,
ready,
friend.
go. Hello, friends.
No. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, friends.
Oh,
And welcome.
Let's do it again.
Okay.
One, two, three.
Hello, friends.
And welcome back to another episode of Jonah and the Pod. Today we've got 3 hosts and 1 special guest.
Very special guest.
Very, very special guest.
Oh my gosh. So we've got Mum,
Hi.
myself, and Jeanette, who are going to be hosting this special episode. This episode happens to fall on Jonah's
Birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Happy
Birthday.
Okay, everybody, pause your thing and we're going to start singing happy birthday. 1, 2, 3.
Why are they pausing?
All right, everyone, just message Jonah right now. Send him a happy birthday message. So today's episode is pretty different to a normal episode. What's going to happen is we'll be asking Jonah different questions. Some of them have been asked by people on...
His fans.
We sent out a message on Instagram asking if anyone had any questions. So some of the questions will come from there. Some of the questions will just come from us. And then we'll also just let conversation flow as it does.
Also, please put your comments in regards to how you feel about Anthony's blanket.
Also, we want you to subscribe, follow, and do everything else you need to on social media to get this thing going.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, should we...
How Jonah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how awkward do you feel not being host right now?
I don't feel awkward.
But how awkward do you feel in general just sitting next to us?
I don't know. It's very odd.
Okay.
Honestly, I might keep all the intros in from when you guys started.
Gosh.
Oh, dear.
Actually, since you guys hosted, I mean, you have to edit.
Absolutely not. I don't have time
No.
for that.
Fine.
Okay.
Okay, Jonah.
Introduce yourself, Jonah.
But you're not on the microphone.
Introduce yourself, Jonah.
I'm Jonah. I am now 25 years old, and
What's your goals for 25, Jonah?
Probably find something more sufficient in work. Find a wife.
At 25, you want to be married?
Have some children.
So you have 1 year to have
3
a
months.
girlfriend, be engaged, and get married.
And have
and
children.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
No, seriously, what are your goals for 25?
Find
from work.
I don't really have any goals. To be honest, like I genuinely, I don't know. I'm not very.
Do you feel content where you are at life at 25?
Yeah. I'm content. I'm content with my living situation and everything around me. I'm not content with who I am.
That's deep.
You decided to go with the deepest question from the get-go.
Do you feel like that's picking up both of you? Okay, it's fine. All right, well,
No,
yeah, go ahead.
Jonah, you tell us a little bit more about yourself. Like you want to know about others. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I feel like everyone knows me.
Just
What do I tell about myself?
I don't know.
Well,
Okay, how about we start from the beginning? Why don't you tell us about why you started this podcast?
it's
I thought you
interesting.
meant redo that. I thought you meant
I thought
start
you-
the whole podcast.
I know.
I thought she was talking about how I gave birth to you, but no, we could talk about the podcast.
No one wants to know about that.
I started because I've always wanted to do a podcast. I've tried before with Jake Ben Malachi. It was too difficult because having 3 people trying to be like consistently there is very difficult. And when I started, I actually wasn't even thinking about it. But then I've said this before, but Loretta was like, Johnny, you should do a podcast or something like that. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
Are you easily influenced by girls?
Actually, no.
How awkward does Anthony feel right now?
Okay, yeah, continue.
You guys got to speak into the mic because me and Jeanette are going to be so much
Yeah, you have
clearer
to.
and louder.
Do you want to share? No, you guys share.
No, we could share. It's fine
I'm more important.
because I feel like you're going to do most
So
of the
yeah.
talking.
What else? What? Oh yeah. So Loretta said, do it, and I'm like, sure. And then I was just going to do it for fun, but then I was like, what am I doing? And then I wanted to use it for God. So I took it fairly seriously, and then slowly but surely, equipment is improving and upgrading, and hopefully I'm getting better at this. And yeah, well, not being the guest, but being the host.
I feel like the podcast has improved. Like it looks visually better. I think content. It was good from the beginning, but I think, yeah, like having variety of guests has been good.
Yeah.
I guess follow-up question.
These dogs.
Yeah, the dogs are
I don't know
going
if people
wild.
can hear them, but the dogs
Are
are
wrestling.
wrestling in the room next to us, so we can hear them very loudly. I forgot my question.
Follow-up question.
Should I just ask some quick fire questions?
No, can I just
Anthony had
ask
a
one more?
question.
Oh,
So on the topic of the podcast, what's your opinion been on the podcast so far? Have you enjoyed doing it? Is it burdensome? Is it?
Well, I don't know if I've said this before, but it was very difficult to begin with. It was very difficult until a certain episode, and that was Fatty's second episode, and it doesn't. I don't know why. And it felt like everything was going wrong for every week that I was doing an episode. Something went wrong every week until Fatty's episode, where then it feels like this might be wrong, but it feels like God was like, you have sort of persevered through it all, and you've actually kept going. So I'm going to what's the word, like, I don't know, provide or something for me. So then after that, it got a lot easier. But saying that, I was always enjoyed doing the episodes, because to me it's just a conversation that's recorded. Some of them have been a bit more difficult than others, but that's because either I'm tired or you guys know that my sleep was dreadful. So in that time period, like you can see in my face, I was exhausted and I was just not very what's the word, fluent in my language. Like still not, apparently. Yeah, but it's been, I actually really enjoy it. It's just hard getting guests, and it's very difficult, like doing reels and all that stuff.
Okay.
A solo man.
A follow-up question to that. Out of all the guests you've had so far, who's been your favorite? And who's been the most
Answer that.
who's been the most sort of like, I'm going to influential in your, like, when you did the podcast to you in your life?
Well, I think it's Fatty's second episode. I don't know. I don't really know why. Maybe I should re-listen to it. But it's just since that episode, like even in that episode, it was like the first episode. I've enjoyed all the episodes, but that was like the first episode where I came out of the episode and I was like, I like really want people to hear this. When before that, it was just like, it would be cool for people to hear this sort of thing.
so is that your favorite episode?
For me, yeah, but probably for an audience point of view, there's a lot. This is a 51st episode.
Pretty good.
Are there certain, like, not favorite, but are there certain memorable parts of different episodes that you remember and have stuck with you that you can share or now, and maybe explain why they've stuck out to you?
Well, I think I'll answer Jeanette's. I think the first, and then I think the 6-man episode was, I think the topic was like spot on, like head versus heart sort of thing, because I think since then I've heard the topic come up so much, and I think that was probably the catalyst for the group around us to start talking about that. And I think that is like a massive issue, and I still struggle with that when I look around or when I look at myself. It's like head versus heart. To your question, Anthony, specific moments. That's a tough one. My brain is going so. Someone ask another question so I can start thinking.
You listen to a lot of podcasts. Did any of those podcasts influence the way you wanted to do this one, or like your setup or the idea, or like anything in that respect?
Like to be honest, I don't. I don't see many podcasts that do this, like the same things that this does. Like I know every podcast is like very similar in the way they do stuff, but it's like they have one host and two hosts or whatever, and then maybe sometimes they'll have guests or whatever it is, and they just talk about current affairs or whatever. There definitely is podcasts because there's so many podcasts, but I haven't really seen many, and I'm trying to figure it out. The dogs again are losing it.
They're gonna get in here anyway.
Probably. So yeah, not really. I did want like a comfortable vibe from watching some podcasts. Like I wanted it to be a couch rather than a table. Like, I had
Blankets.
But I don't know how you like that blanket. It smells like dog.
No, this one's clean.
Anyway.
This one's clean.
But yeah.
On the topic of dogs, Phineas, Furby, or Walnut, who's your favorite? If you don't say Walnut, you're gonna cop an elbow.
If you know me, I don't like the dogs too much. I don't hate them, but they're really annoying.
This guy, so cute.
They cannot see that. But I think Furby, because she's just like the
She's so
calmest,
chill.
and she's like just the most not normal.
She's so cute with the way she growls. Oh.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she's going
so
weird.
back to the pod. Okay, so what going forward? What outcome would you like to see from the pod?
Well, that's the thing. I think I need to set goals or set like something because I don't really have any. Right now, it's to finish the year without missing a week, and I've been doing that. But I was literally thinking about it yesterday. I was like, what am I going to stop after this year? And I was like, I don't really want to. Like, I don't really want to take like even a week break or whatever. Like, I want to just keep going. Goals, I don't know, because the thing about doing this, like, I don't really care about the views and all that kind of stuff, but the views is something. It's like a measurement of like, is the podcast really good? Obviously, there's a lot of luck and stuff in it as well. Like, sometimes you got to do something that's viral to get you going and whatnot. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know.
Do you feel like you need a social media manager?
That would be the best, honestly.
If anyone wants to assist Jonah, please put your hand up.
Because that's an issue that I've had. Is like I can do everything myself, but then I have like the podcast isn't the only thing I'm doing in life. Like, I have work, I have church commitments, I have all this other stuff.
Yeah,
and just being consistent on socials and all that kind of stuff is just a bit painful.
Okay.
So I feel like now we've discussed the podcast. I think now it'll be good to ask some of the questions that were on Instagram. So these questions come from some of the viewers. We won't say who they came from, I think. Just, yeah. Jeanette has the list of questions if you want to ask the first one.
Okay, let me pick one. All right. Tell us about a pivotal moment that changed the course of your life.
I think it's some of you may have heard it already, but it was in year 8. We were in a Viber group chat with all the school friends and stuff. There was guys, girls, and whoever. And then a girl was, she just mentioned like, "Hey guys, who would want to do a Bible study at lunch?" And I was a believer already, but so I'm like, yeah, I'd be down to help out, whatever. And the shock that I got was that people were really shocked that I was keen, and I was like, what? Why were people shocked? So, yeah, the shocked me, and that made me realize like I'm not living a life that I should be living. Like, there's no difference between who I was before I was a believer than to who I am now, and it's been probably 3 years by this point, maybe longer. Actually like 5 years probably.
And do you think there was like, how did that? What was the what was the trajectory after that? You started the Bible study, enjoyed that.
Well, to be honest, I started Bible study, and I started becoming like a Pharisee because I was young. I didn't really know how to approach life, so it's like I went from one extreme to the other extreme of like, if someone said something if someone swore or something, I would like hit them. I don't know. Like it would be like, you can't do that. You're a Christian, sort of thing. Because we went to a Christian school. So yeah, I was like, from one end like being terrible, but then the other being also terrible, where I was
Too extreme.
Pharisee.
Do you think like what would have been different if you didn't get that text or that message saying who wants to start a Bible study? Where do you think you would be? I'm asking this because last week's podcast with Joel, and he was talking about the butterfly effect and stuff. So I'm like, this could be a good example. I don't know.
Oh, that's like an impossible question to ask, but you're saying like if I'd probably just be, because I was a believer at this time, so it's hard to say because I feel like God would always have my back, like He'd always protect me. But maybe let's say that doesn't really happen. I'd just be like just a sort of Christian that would live a life that isn't for Christ, isn't for God. So I would be. The thing is, I'm not gonna I'm not a party guy or anything. Even if I wasn't a believer, I probably wouldn't be a party guy anyway. But like, I don't know. I could see myself just like not caring, like maybe I don't know, just doing non-Christian stuff.
Yeah, maybe just being stuck in where you were without having a wake-up call or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds question.
Should I ask another one?
Yeah.
The reason I'm on my phone, by the way, is I'm looking at these questions. What is something you would want to achieve even if it seems impossible?
This is a good question. Because I actually asked this question recently to some people. This might shock some people, and it's definitely not for now, but for future. But I want to tackle, and I don't know how I would even start to do it, but I would want to start approaching attacking really the porn industry, which is very strange, I know, but whether that is through like helping victims of porn addictions and stuff like that, or actually helping the not helping the industry, but like
helping fight the industry, or helping
like
get people out of the industry.
Yeah, out of the industry, which is such an impossible task because I'm pretty sure the porn industry is like the biggest industry in the world or something like that, or one of the biggest.
Yeah, and it's very deep rooted. It's hard to get
so it's gonna be, but I think that would probably be a me and the future wife thing, if that's where God calls us to. But that's been like a passion of mine that probably no one knows about.
We got the expose, the scoop.
Okay.
I have a question. I don't know if you've answered.
No, I'm just reading from these.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've only asked a couple.
What's the wisest advice you have received?
Mum secretly hoping he says something that she told him. What have I told you?
What have I said?
The thing is, like, I don't really remember when people like tell me things, but things have like stuck to me without me remembering how they stuck to me. Can I change the question? Like, what advice would you give?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not about you. It's about
Yeah, I know, but like a piece of advice I can't really remember. Don't overthink.
Well, that hasn't helped you, has it?
No, honestly, it has. The quote hasn't helped, but like not overthinking is very beneficial. I don't really know. Honestly, the Bible has given me some good advice.
You'd hope so. All right, let's go to another one. What's a question you've always wanted to be asked but never have been?
Yeah, this I read that question. I was like, wow, that's a life hack question. But probably, do you take these vows?
Take these vows. Do you take these vows? Do you not take these wives?
I don't know what they say. But I thought about that, so I thought I'd say that joke. What's the question?
What's the question?
No.
What's the question?
No. What's the question? I don't know. What's a question that I would want to be asked?
Will you marry me?
No.
It's a question he wants to ask.
Yeah. I actually don't know. Like, because I feel like I ask my questions, all the questions. So I don't know. I'm really bad at answering these questions, but it's just like...
You're not a very good guest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
I'll move on.
Imagine I said that to my guests.
Rate every guest out of 10 at the end of the podcast.
What's a controversial unpopular opinion you hold?
Yeah, I feel like all my opinions are
Pass me a tissue.
unpopular or controversial.
Aren't.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you want a biblical or just life or
Both.
But controversial to people who would be watching this, not just controversial to the world. I feel like a lot of things are controversial to the world that
controversial? Oh, I can I think we speak. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna say it, but I think. Oh, this is like really probably bad for me to say on podcast. But our love for theology at times can be detrimental to us.
I was thinking about
Amen.
that. Like,
Knowledge over wisdom.
let's go. This can be about our family. So I think one thing in our family we get from our parents is like the concept of love first, knowledge. What's the point? Almost like we have this. I don't know. Like it feels right to us that you don't need. Like knowledge is it can be a trap, or it can be like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Stumbling block, maybe.
Like it can be a problem. And I think, relax.
I need to defend myself.
I think we as kids have got that from our parents. And I think that's a good thing in a sense, because like our hearts come first, and our, we don't spend too much thought, and we don't spiral in these theological arguments, those things. I also have to keep in mind when theological things come up, am I reacting internally as a reaction because I've grown up thinking, oh, those things aren't necessary to talk about as Christians, or those things aren't fruitful? Is it just a reaction based on feelings, or is it a true, like, is that how I should be feeling at all? Like, should I be able to have those conversations, and is it fruitful to have those conversations? Because a lot of guys and girls our age are deeply rooted in those thoughts.
But can we add, I think it's because we had one parent who was obsessed with knowledge and one parent who was obsessed with like love and life actions. And so the way we obviously like connected more with the love side rather than the like just arguing about theology for the sake of arguing about theology. That's why I think we lean away from the arguments, because they don't seem as fruitful compared to the love that we are taught.
Not defending myself, because I think that theology is important. Like knowing God's word is super important. But holding on to or obsessing over theology and trying to prove your point about what you believe to be true can be detrimental.
Yeah, because you feel like people are arguing just for the sake of proving their point, not for the actual purpose of growth or anything like that.
So if I was in a conversation, I would stand firm to what the Bible says, hopefully, like to my knowledge of what the Bible says. But if it ends up being in an argument where it's just going to be my word over theirs, I prefer not to have it. And that's my stand. And there's a lot of moments where the conversation can totally be just about that you miss out on the fruit of what the Bible's saying. and then it doesn't glorify God because it's just a backwards forwards argument. So that's my stand on that.
You guys, I'll speak for a second. Honestly, I wouldn't, because I would say like I'm more knowledgeable than I am whatever the other one is, wise. I don't know.
I think it's wise. Wisdom versus knowledge.
Yeah, or whatever the other side is, and it's because I think of, even if whatever our parents didn't or whatever, it's been like at church, it's like what they push, which is good. Like you want to learn about God's word, but honestly, just recently, it was actually a conversation on the podcast. I won't mention what podcast, but as I was talking to them, I was sort of getting jealous of them, in a good way. I was getting jealous because they might not know a lot about God, but they just know like the simple yet effective love of God, and that's their life has been changed by that, affected by that and stuff. So I think especially recently I've been really sort of holding to that, and it's not about how much I know about God, but how much do I actually know God. And I want to know God more than I want to know about God, because if the more I know about him, it's like he's a celebrity, and like I know all the lore about him, I know all the details about him, but yeah, I actually want to know him, and for sure theology and certain theologies can actually make me fall in love with God more. But right at the moment, if you read my notes as I Bible read and stuff, it's super simple stuff, because I'm trying to get back to the simplicity of my relationship with God, which is just like he loves me, and because he loves me, I love him as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's very simple stuff.
And I think like if there was someone who was new to the faith or something, you would want them to lean into the childlike love, to the like they're drinking milk.
Yeah.
And then I guess throughout someone's journey, they can develop more, and in a part of that is learning theology and stuff like that. I also think in like some of if you look at a book of the Bible, there's usually a balance between, like some of the letters, there's like a balance between the theological background information, like this is the knowledge and understanding behind. So the first two chapters might be about the theology, and then the second two chapters, I'm talking about Colossians, but I think it's Ephesians and stuff. There's like a balance where it's the first two chapters lay the foundation, the theological foundation, and then the second two chapters are, and now this is what you do. So I think if you have the theology and you're not doing the love part, that's when it becomes futile. But it's also important to have, like, to also not use that as an excuse to not use I'm loving or I'm just doing as an excuse to not know things. And I think I've done that, myself.
I feel that. I also like I said, I feel like I do know. I don't know even like close to the amount of things that people know around me, but I still think I know quite a bit. And like, you know what I realized? I've been reading First John, and I think in chapter 2 or 3, he addresses like 3 different groups of people. He says little children. Say 2. So you know what?
We're doing that Bible study.
Oh, there you go. He says little children, young men, and fathers. And because I've been in faith now, 16 years, I would hope that I'm either young man or father. I don't know. I'm still young for a father. But honestly, I was probably relating to little children more, which is, it's funny because before I read, I was like, God, I want you to humble me and humble me in front of you. And he's like, okay. And he just showed me like, you're relating more to the little children rather than the young men or the fathers. I did relate to the young men a bit, but like, and I think that's because I've been knowing about God, but not really knowing God. And constantly in First John, it talks about abiding in him. And I don't think I've been abiding in Him properly. And I think, honestly, just this week alone, I've been feeling that more. And maybe we can get to that later, but up to you guys about what I've been doing these days.
Don't tell us how to run this podcast. Should we go to another question? Or you want to keep talking about that?
No, let's go. I don't know. Up to you guys. You're the host.
What would you say to a believer who is struggling with reoccurring sin in their life?
Oh, that's good. I didn't even see that question. It's a good one. I think the key is actually just going to God first. And I know that's like the toughest thing, because the way that shame works after you sin or whatever, shame is the thing that will cause you not to go to God. And I think that's if you watch the last episode, I said 2 biggest killers in a Christian walk is comfort and shame. And the reason why I said shame is because that's what happens. You sin, and we all sin, but then you start feeling shame, which the initial response is to go to God. Like, that's what we should do. But shame is the thing that will take us away from that. And then it's just a spiral effect. It's like a snowball effect of, like, you start one bad thing, you feel bad about it, you don't do the thing that you're supposed to sort of get past that, and then you start spiraling. So the first thing I would say is go to God. If not, go seek accountability. Is that good answer?
Yes.
Some of these questions are like just one word answers, so I'll leave those and we'll do like some quick fire questions.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like you wanted us to ask you something like this. So this one says, what has been on your heart recently?
Who asked that? Is that Antoine?
I will not confirm or deny.
It's because that's the question I ask people when they come on the podcast.
Oh.
Like, what's been in your heart recently? As in, like, before they're on the podcast. That's a good one. Like I said, abiding in Him. There's a few things I would say. Abiding in Him and being the change that I want to see, just in life and people around me and stuff. And that's very tough because you won't really see results maybe ever or for a very, very long time. So it's the perseverance in that is difficult. Yeah, I'll tell you how this week has been, and it's been very interesting.
Sure, tell us.
Because it sort of ties into that. So recently, I went from like a maybe you guys realize, but I was like very like negative mindset about life. And I was
No way.
Why are you saying like that? Like I'm a negative person. Actually, yeah, you said that.
Jeez Christ.
It just tended to fit in, but go on.
So I was going for like super negative, and I was just, I don't know why, but then it was just one day. It was like after football where I was, no, I get you. I'm negative about myself, but not about like life. Yeah, okay. But then I played football, and I was just super negative about the game. I was like, I'm pretty sure we won or something, but I was like, I hoped we lost. Like, it was very, very weird. I can't remember. It was very weird. And then the day after, I was like, bro, well, like, what am I doing? So I changed the mentality. You know, I started being positive, and the difference was like night and day, and it helped so much to be positive because, I think your expectations they get lowered, which means the results get like higher in your head. I don't know if that makes sense. But I wasn't really fellowshipping with God or doing stuff like talking to God or whatever it is. Until this Sunday when we did communion, I was like, what am I doing? Like, God literally sent His Son down to die for us, and He suffered so much, and I'm here not even spending time with Him. And by the way, during the time period where I was positive, life felt good. Like, I was probably more happy, more energized, more excited, whatever it is. But then as soon as I started reading in this First John, like, I think it was Monday night, literally Monday night. It was the first night in so long that I couldn't sleep because I was overthinking. Was it Monday night? Maybe Sunday night, I can't remember. And I was just like, wow, like, if you don't know, I've been having sleep issues, but this is the first time where I literally slept at 12, woke up at 2:30. My brain wasn't stopping. I just kept going. And then ever since, like, temptations to sin, do whatever, has been like stronger than ever. But my praise God for this, but the resilience to that has been stronger than ever as well. And I think it's because I've been taking the simple route of actually spending time with God and abiding in Him, which I'm trying to learn to do. I don't know if that answers the question or just throws it.
No, it's good.
Mm.
Anyone want to add to that, question-wise?
No.
Do you want me to ask another, or you got
It
one?
feels weird. I'm talking so much on the podcast. It feels so strange.
All right, I'll ask another one. I don't know if you guys want to ask, but I'll just do it. Unless you want to read it, I'll point to it.
That's cringe.
Yeah, go on.
What?
Read
No,
it.
it's not cringe. It's fine. Whoever asked that, I'm sorry.
I wrote it.
Who?
Me.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
This is about the podcast.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah. Did
The
we
que-
talk about this already? No, I don't think we did.
What inspires you to keep going with the podcast or in life?
Do you want the right answer or the honest answer?
Both.
Oh, in the podcast or the life? I think it's
Both.
different.
Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Podcast.
you imply?
Yeah.
I think initially, and maybe still to this day, it's like I don't want to. I think for other people's sake and for my sake, I don't want to give up. Like for when I say other people's sake, for their perception of me. And I know it's really dumb, but it's like this is the honest answer. It's because I don't want to give up on something that I attempted, and I want to sort of achieve goals, and it's been very helpful to me because I've actually seen. I think it's given me more confidence because I'm like, oh, I actually can do something. That's right. What was the question again?
Don't worry.
No, what inspires you to keep going? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like the main thing.
What about enjoying the podcast? Is that?
No, I enjoy it, but also if people didn't tell me like, oh, that they've been impacted some form by the podcast, then I probably would have stopped as well.
So basically, keep encouraging Jonah.
That's right.
Yeah, like let him know if you like a podcast or you like something you heard. Like it's encouraging. It keeps you going.
But I want it to be genuine. I don't want to be like, oh, it's a good podcast. Like,
no, just flame his ego. Lottie, you got a question? Into the microphone, please.
I can't. No, I'm just trying to think.
I literally pointed at it.
I know.
I told you what to read.
I know, but do I
Okay.
want to read that one?
Yes.
This is another one of Jeanette's questions,
No, is
just
it? Yeah,
because
maybe.
of
It's just Google.
it is what it is. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I don't know. Where do I see myself in 10 years? Hopefully married
To who?
with children. To who? Who knows? God knows. Hopefully, give you the answer. Married to.
Who are you getting married to?
No. I'm married and have children.
Is this a proposal?
No, Jenna has no idea what that's.
Flown over her.
I hope it flows over.
No, that stuff is blocked out of my brain.
Sorry. Shouldn't be laughing about that. Yeah. My goodness. But I would hope 10 years. It's not really hope, but what I would think is like full-time ministry, whether it is missionary or I would love to do something to help people more so. Maybe that's have an organization or something. But yeah.
Okay.
What would be your dream occupation if you could change something right now, like instantly and get into your dream?
Well, the dream occupation has always been footballer. It's a bit boring.
Okay.
But
Should we do some quick fire questions?
Can I just ask another one?
Is it a long question?
I don't know.
If it's like a one-word answer, we can do that quick fire.
I haven't been taking time about how long this podcast has been. It usually says on that, but I can't see it.
If you
Wait, Anthony's having a stroke. Quick, help him.
No, I don't know. It's not. I don't need.
Yeah.
It's just bullying. I'm just bullying, but like try to answer this question with tone in your voice.
What the heck?
He wants you to answer a question with tone in your voice.
That's so rude.
That's so rude.
What's the question?
What's the question?
What's the question?
No, that's just
Whatever the
advice.
whatever the next question is, have some tone.
I feel like
We're trying to improve you.
let's give Jonah some advice on the podcast.
No.
Okay, how about Jonah answer this question? Tell this story with tone. Okay, ready? What is your best childhood memory? Good tone.
I don't know. What's my best childhood
Tone.
memory? Guys, leave me alone. I think just that I'm not being with tone. I don't care.
That's good. That's good. You're doing well. But use words.
I don't know.
You don't know what your best childhood memory is. Like, what?
No, because it's not one specific moment.
All right, just pick something and tell a story.
You just tell a story.
It's not stories. I liked just the simplicity of. I haven't mentioned that so much. The simplicity of life back then. Of you just play games and go to friends' houses and there's no stresses of life.
That's boring.
So the same as now, but just not worrying about things.
Okay, if you could go to any historical event, one biblical and one non-biblical, what would it be? Also, you have to be quick with these questions. We're doing quick fire. Let's go.
Okay. First thing that came to mind was non-biblical was 70 AD because I want to see what went down with like Jerusalem and all that kind of stuff. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
I don't really know too much. Biblical. Biblical. This just being there with Jesus would be pretty cool.
Like in any specific or just the whole time?
Not just the 33 years I was on earth.
Okay. You wanted to be there when he was a baby. All right.
If you had to get rid of one thing, soccer or football or Jonah and the pod, which one?
Jonah the pod, probably.
Savage. All right.
But like,
Anthony, pull out your phone so you can read some of these too.
Yeah.
Who are your personal top 5 favorite biblical characters? Go.
top 5, my goodness.
Quick.
Jesus, Paul, David. This isn't gonna be right. Jesus, Paul, David. My favorite or just top 5?
Top 5 favorite is what it says.
Peter and John. Yeah.
Do you have one?
No.
Mum, do you have
That's
one?
probably not even correct, like in my head.
This is someone else. This. If you could marry one of these ladies, who would it be? Esther or Rahab?
Bro, I thought she was gonna start mentioning like
They are real people that we know.
probably Esther.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good looking are you?
I'm not answering that. What the heck?
Answer the question.
No,
This is
because
from your fans.
everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're so self-sabotaging, self-detrimental."
Whatever. Pick a number.
1.
No, you're... All right. What is one of your favorite passages in the Bible?
Philippians 2.
Do you believe in life after love?
If your love died.
Yeah, what, mate? Do you have any, Anthony? Why do you like Oreos so much?
Yeah, I saw that question. I was like, do I like Oreos that much? I like cookies and cream, like the flavor. I don't know, it tastes nice.
What's a song that Christian song you're obsessed with at the moment?
I am set free.
Shane and Shane cover.
It's a bit like
Sing it
lively.
together, guys.
Do you even know the song?
Yes.
Do you?
Microphone, please.
Did you ask him what's his favorite Bible story?
No.
What's your favorite Bible story?
Oh man, these questions are not quick fire questions.
Yeah, no. Just pick
I don't
one.
know. It just came up. It's interesting.
Come on, 3.
Oh, am I
2.
still answering it?
Yes.
Favorite Bible story: Jesus dying on the cross.
Very good. Who is your favorite Disney character?
Oh, what the heck?
Oh man.
My favorite Disney character
Quick.
is Iron Man.
Okay. What dish do you cook best?
Salad.
That's not a dish. What is one thing you regret spending money on?
So many things. Probably games.
How often do you floss?
I actually don't floss.
Disgusting.
I know. I should. No, I did, but then I didn't.
Who would win in an arm wrestle, Samson or Captain America?
Probably Captain America. Huh?
What?
Actually, Captain America's like
pre-haircut.
Obviously.
yeah, obviously. Actually,
I'm
Samson.
like, pre-haircut.
Samson
here.
had the spirit of the Lord, so Samson.
Okay. What is one of your nicknames?
Jones.
Who's your favorite sibling and why is it me?
Who said that?
Me.
None of the above.
Rude. If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
That was a quick fire question.
It is.
Okay.
I would assume like a. No, actually, probably recently, like abiding in him.
Okay. What is your favorite way to work out?
Playing football.
Do you have any questions? Anyone else? I've got heaps more.
Keep going.
Okay. What is one thing you wish you enjoyed more?
Oh, I thought she was giving me options. Things that work.
Name a 4-letter word that starts with the letter B.
What is happening?
Good. What is your favorite body part on yourself? Like you're like
my eyes.
Your eyes. Okay. What's more important, eating well or sleeping well?
Sleeping well.
Okay.
I was just going on Facebook.
To find more questions. What would you name your first daughter?
I was gonna say Ariel, but no Ariel. That's like an impossible question.
No, it's not.
Apostrophe.
That's right.
I'm joking. I don't know. I think I had a name. But I can't remember what it was. Protege, because it's the first of its.
Would you prefer to live on this street?
This quick fire question is coming up very slowly.
I don't know. I'm thinking the question as I say it. Would you prefer to live on this street or live in Melbourne?
This street.
What?
Oh, so you don't mind? Okay. Would you be happy to live on this street? Like, as in move out of this house but live on the street?
Like on the
when you
road?
get married.
The
On our
question
street.
I feel like
No,
there
yeah,
has to be
I just
some
live-
form of
I don't really like
context.
Melbourne from what I've experienced. Like, I don't mind.
Okay, so it's just me. Like, would you be happy to live on this street when you move out and get married and stuff? You'd be fine with that.
Like, ideally not, but like if it's beneficial to me and whatnot helps, I don't really
you're
care
gonna
too
get
much.
You're gonna get all of us.
All right, more quick ones because Anthony took 5 hours. Physical strength or mental strength?
Mental,
Are you cautious or bold?
bold.
Do you learn by watching
Bolding.
or bolding? Yeah. Do you watch by learning? Oh, do you learn by watching or learn by doing?
What are these?
Learn by doing.
Do you prefer social time or alone time?
Social time.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Salty or sweet?
Sweet.
Okay.
Paper or plastic?
Top 5 features in a woman.
What the heck? Like physically or like
No, like what you would want.
Christian woman, alive, of age, and
What?
can talk.
Now do it again with actually 5 things.
Okay, this is a rapid fire question. Okay. Easy to talk to. Very obviously like is Christian like oh, is that not on the table?
No, of course.
No, Christian is
Yeah,
good.
Christian. Is very selfless. Is loving and it doesn't take life too seriously.
Was that 5? I wasn't counting. Anyway, that will do. How do you answer the phone?
Hello.
What are these questions?
These questions.
Like it's like she's gone to the
If you could live
bottom of the barrel.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you be living? Excuse me. At least I'm finding questions.
Yeah, but like, what do
Feel
you
free to
like?
step up to the plate.
How about
if
we
you
just,
could live
instead of
anywhere
asking
overseas, where
questions,
would you
have
live?
conversation?
You're asking him like,
If you could live overseas anywhere, where would you live?
do I have to move?
Yes.
I'd probably go to London or something. Or England.
What is your favorite word in another language?
Don't know bad words.
What's my favorite word in another language? Shukran.
Okay. Tones, Lottie? I can keep going, but I feel like you want me to stop.
No, you can keep
Who's your
going.
favorite NRL team? Pick one.
Tigers.
Vomit.
That's right.
Do you actually like the Tigers still?
I don't like anyone. Didn't.
She's offended.
Why don't you like the NRL?
Honestly, I watched State of Origin. It was the most boring thing I ever watched.
Are
in my
you
life.
No. Are you normal?
Bro, it's literally just like big men running into each other.
I don't see any issue with that.
My goodness, you're a married woman.
No, seriously, what's the problem with NRL?
It's very very skillless
No.
and boring.
What's possibly boring about
I
it?
should just have you debate with me. Like I said, it's just men running into each other.
How does culture fit into church?
No, go back to the NRL question. I actually don't understand why you think it's boring.
I said it. There's no it's not like talent.
They obviously have to be talented. They have to throw and catch and run.
I can
That's
literally throw
actually
a
hard.
catch.
It is
I
hard.
can't throw or catch.
Okay, whatever.
What is one thing that I can't talk either? If you could take one quality of each family member and adopt it to your own, what would you take?
My looks.
Okay.
My curly hair.
I'll
Thank you,
start
Ashley.
from old. Dad's discipline. Mum's heart. Who's next? Jeanette. What did I take from you?
Incredibly
Set him
rude.
up.
Incredibly rude.
No, I don't even know what I take from any of the siblings. I think I've naturally just taken things. Is it stuff that I have? Or
Okay, get back to the answer, please, because I can give you a few if you'd like.
no, let me think. It's a tough question. If you try to answer the question,
I could easily do it.
I couldn't answer for Roger Anthony either. I think.
He hates us.
That's so rude. Oh my gosh.
Do you think you're better than us?
Yeah.
Answer that. We're gonna sit here and
Well-
awkwardly. Wait! Don't say anything. We're gonna sit here and awkwardly wait until you answer this question.
Well, I was going to say, how about you two answer it?
No,
This
we're
is our
the
podcast.
hosts. We're gonna sit here and wait for you to answer.
I have something in mind. I don't know how to word it for Jeanette. It's like you're willing to do what it takes. If that makes sense.
Perseverance.
Like work ethic.
Yeah.
No,
Sure.
just
Yes.
always-
Okay.
yes.
No,
No,
work ethic's actually a good one.
But is it like perseverance?
Yeah, I would say like perseverance, or just like to get it done.
dedication.
Dedication. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Roger.
Roger.
Gaming skills.
No, I'm better than him, so why would I do that? Roger. Not to his extent, but like lack of thinking.
Lack of overthinking.
That's so bad.
Hey, mine was good compared to
Like-
that.
Oh my god! And not to the extent, like what?
You mean like his blase, like
So not overthinking.
Like
We'll
of care.
reword it.
Lack
Like
of
his
care.
his
No.
chill,
Carefree.
his
Carefree attitude.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, what about Anthony?
Anthony. The problem is, I think me and Anthony are similar.
Absolutely not.
I think we are. Probably his brain. Is that a boring answer? It's like it's depressing.
What about Phineas?
No.
Seriously, what characteristic?
I'm not answering that question.
What about Walnut? Oh, he's so cute. You wish
I'll
he was
take
cute.
Walnut's cuteness.
He's so cute. My goodness. Okay.
I don't know how long we've been going for. So.
I just checked 56 minutes.
Well, it's up to you guys if you want to end or keep going.
Is there anything you want to tell to your loyal fans? Who do you
What
think?
about the unloyal ones?
Who do you think is your most loyal fan? Give him a shout out.
From what I know, Ashley.
She's watched every episode.
Yeah, except she's finished every episode, from start to end, except for one. I'm not gonna say who. Is that it?
Give her a shout out.
Oh, shout out Ashley.
Very good. Anyone else? Anyone else have a question?
Well, there is a question from one of your guests here.
My
And
guests.
And it's how does culture fit into church?
I think it's more culture than church.
What?
Like I think culture has. I think how does it fit in, or has it affected, or
Either way.
Well, I think a lot of church has been affected by culture, like most of church. Obviously not our beliefs, but like the way we act, the way we sing, the way whatever it is. Which is, I don't know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Some things obviously are, but and church is very wide. Like some churches are very different. Are you saying our church?
No, it just said
Church.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think the mentality, like maybe the weakness of society has crept into church, because Christians, like if you look at early church or like whatever, it's like they were warriors, as I think we have a lack of.
Earlier you said what your favorite Bible verse is. Can you just give us a rundown on why?
Bad stuff.
To be
I
honest,
said-
I don't recall him saying that either. Bible verse?
You asked me what my favorite passage is.
Oh.
I said
One of your
Philippians 2.
rapid questions. I don't know why that would be a rapid question.
My favorite verse is Philippians 2:3. I think I mentioned it like every episode. But do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves, or count others' interests more significant than yourselves. And I think because I would like to live like this, live by this, and I think the Philippians 2, if you read it, it's a story of Christ, and it shows like from God, from having everything to humbling himself, and then humbling himself, and then humbling himself, and it was all for the sake of other people. So I want to uphold that and do that as well. I'm still answering like rapid fire questions.
This is a rapid fire
Yeah,
question.
no,
I feel like should we end it there?
it's up to you
Is
guys.
there anything else you want to ask?
Ask.
Answer or talk about? Should I find more rapid answer questions?
I don't know why we just went into rapid fire questions.
Because they're good.
What do you guys have anything we can end? It doesn't have to be.
Okay, here, I've got another question. What is the kindest thing you've ever done for someone else?
My goodness. The kindest thing I've ever done for someone else.
Actually, no, don't answer that. That's cringe.
That's cringe.
If you could undergo a procedure to erase memories, would you?
No.
Why?
Because they've made me who I am now. Anything else?
How would you like strangers to remember you?
Strangers to remember me just a follower of Christ,
What about loved ones?
a servant of Christ.
What lesson took you a long time to learn?
Discipline. Still learning. I feel like this is.
You're answering them with one word. I'm not making them one word answers.
I still have the rapid fire questions in my head.
Well, it's your birthday, so you already asked about what he wants to achieve in the 25th year. Is that right? Well,
Where have you been, Anthony?
Are there any other goals you have for this year?
Nah, this guy.
This year?
Set yourself. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's set yourself some goals.
Let's
Should we
set
go-
myself.
Let's set you goals for this year that you're going to be held accountable by the podcast.
There you go. Set me some goals.
Oh, you said them. No, like let's like think of like
For
three,
the podcast or for my life?
for your
For your
life,
life.
in like a year's time.
How much weight do you want to lose?
three things that you want to achieve in this next year, and we'll end it after this, I think. So that
I do want to get fit.
okay. So, but let's set an actual goal. Don't just say get fit because that means nothing. So this year, like, tell your camera what 3 things you're gonna do this year.
All right. There's a wedding at the end of the year, November. I want to like be. Obviously, it's a few months, but I want to be in the best condition I can be.
That's not definable.
But
What is
yeah.
the best?
Like what? Yeah, give it like an actual like. Okay, you want to lose 5 kilos. You want to be
I don't
muscular.
know.
Like, what do you want?
Like I don't know. I just want to I want to lose this.
Okay. So you need to lose
A chin. What do you want to lose? How much weight do you want to lose? A chin.
I would like to lose 2 of my 3 chins, please.
That's right.
Okay, first goal.
Okay, first goal is
Done.
be fit for the wedding in November.
Yeah.
But like, do you want to have like a 6-pack, or do you want to have big arms, or do you want to just get rid of your chin?
I think I don't really care about arms and stuff. Having a nice 6-pack would be nice.
Okay, how do you plan?
Who do you show?
How do you plan on
Show anyone.
achieving that?
I don't know.
No,
Exercise.
come on, we got to tell the camera.
Now look,
because-
this is what I want to do. Okay, I want to just throughout the week go and train football, but while I train football, is also do calisthenics. How do you say it?
Yeah.
Calisthenics, whatever it's called.
Mhm.
Just literally.
Okay,
just
so
push
how
up,
many
sit-ups.
times a week are you gonna do that?
Oh my gosh.
Fitness
You're gonna have the
fitness
ho-
passport, fitness podcast.
The whole of the Jonah and the Pod fan base is gonna keep you accountable to this. If anyone sees Jonah eating chocolate, chips,
Chocolate.
junk food, a burger, slap him.
You just slap the mic. Yeah. What was the question?
So first goal is to get
Okay.
fit for the wedding. What's
Yeah.
the next thing?
Stay consistent in Bible reading, spending time with God. I don't know how people are going to keep me accountable for that, but
Okay. And third
Just
thing?
ask.
just ask.
Mm.
Third thing, is a goal to find a better, more sustaining job.
Yeah, that's a good goal. Okay. We'll check in a year's time. Okay.
Is that it?
Finn.
No. Thank you for coming.
Mum, say something nice about Jonah.
Don't do it.
Do it.
birthday.
It is actually your birthday. We haven't said anything about your birthday. The fact that you're 25
And you're old.
and I am so old. What is happening over there? It's just nose.
It's always just nose. What's the
That's
difference?
so rude.
Mm.
Anyway, don't say anything nice.
If you could get one
Roast
plastic
me.
surgery, what would you do?
Does that have to be plastic surgery, or can I get a hair transplant?
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, just fix my hair.
Yeah, man. All right. All right.
I am so grateful that God has given you to me. And
Is Jonah your favorite?
sure.
Of course.
No.
All right, let's end it there.
No, look. Just let her finish her nice words.
No, that's it.
Okay, very good.
No,
All right.
what? You
Okay,
cut
that's
me
it.
off.
She's done. Okay, thank you everybody for listening. We'll see you next week and peace.
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 Peace.